I'm paying you a fortune to defend me. Defend me.
You are about to witness my technique firsthand. Outside, I have 2 guards waiting to escort you to court.
No, I'm seriously injured.
The doctors seem to think it's nothing more than superficial bruising.
I want a second opinion.
Weren't you the one who pushed for a quick court date?
Well, I changed my mind.
Well, too bad. The judge wants to see you today. Now, you're going to walk into that court and
No, I'm not going anywhere near a court.
How, pray tell, do you plan on avoiding it?
Come on. How long do you think it would really take for me to shake off 2 courthouse uniforms?
About 10 minutes. Tops. That's why I'm going with you.
Lieutenant McBain, I thought you'd be in bed after some discerning woman stabbed you in the heart with a stake.
You know, I said I'd live long enough to see you behind bars, and it looks like I will. We have a nice set of bracelets for Mr. Manning.
With all due respect, Detective, I think that's going to be up to a jury.
So let's get him to the courthouse.
Isn't that going to be a little problematic for you? You can barely walk.
Yeah, you know what? If you're not feeling well, why don't you lie down right there, McBain? I'd hate for anything bad to happen to you.
But I knew you'd miss me if I wasn't there, so I'm going to personally supervise your transfer to the courthouse.
Your call, Detective.
Thank you. Let's get going.
Detective McBain, where do you think you're going?
To court?
They are going to court. You are getting your ass back in bed. Now.
You know, John, she is the boss around here. Maybe you should hop up on this bed right here and, Epiphany can give you a sponge bath.
Are you representing this fool?
I am.
If you don't shut him up, I will. And as for you, Detective, I'm going to have an orderly take you back to your room.
Right, with all due respect, ma'am, you can't keep me here against my will, so I'm going to leave. I'm going to go to court and...
Not against doctor's orders, you won't.
Well, I'll take my chances.
Counselor, could you please explain to him what happens if he leaves against doctor's orders?
The hospital won't be liable when you collapse.
Understood. Now, ma'am, if you don't mind stepping out of the way, we don't want Mr. Manning to be late for his arraignment.
It's your funeral, Detective.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? Hey, from your lips.
So how are you? Everything okay?
What, you mean after Tracy's triumph with the ELQ?
Yeah, look, I'm really sorry about that. I know you had big plans for ELQ and
Well, I still do. They haven't forced us out yet.
Oh, Mac, thank you so much for showing up for me. Thanks.
Lucy really needs our support right now.
So we understand this is an arraignment, which means I do all the talking, and you...
Great! Alexis, I know you're going to be just perfect, and thank you so much for volunteering to represent me.
Let me again just stress how important it is that you
Mac,
do what I
Felicia,
say.
listen to me. I really do appreciate you showing up, but there is something I need you to do for me.
Lucy, whatever Felicia and I can do to help.
Okay, wonderful. I need you to get out there and kill Caleb before his evil spreads any further.
Oh, for God's sake, Lucy's not a vampire.
He's also weakened. He's very weakened, so this is the perfect opportunity to strike, okay?
Lucy, look at me here. Okay, let's talk about the arraignment, okay? Again, I talk, you shh, all right? Until the judge says to you, how do you plead? And then you say, I plead not guilty by reason of insanity.
Oh, on the contrary, that's the last thing you're going to say.
Apparently, Tracy's new co-CEO, who she announced with such fanfare via her social networks, has managed to get herself arrested for assaulting a cop.
with the wooden stake.
Yeah. Just when I thought I was going to be able to run ELQ, this happens. Tracy crashes and burns.
So Lucy Coe accused McBain of being the vampire king.
Yeah, in front of half a dozen witnesses.
This is kind of sad.
Well, it's sad for her. It's good for us. We play this the right way, ELQ is ours for the taking.
I just went public on social media telling everybody who follows me on every available platform that you are my new co-CEO. And now you attack a police detective.
A vampire.
That's the insanity plea. I cannot have my new co-CEO using the I word in court. I couldn't agree more because I am not insane. I am simply trying to keep this town safe from Caleb feeding on all the innocents here in town unchecked.
And I have a duty to get my client.
Stuff your duty, stuff your client. AJ is about to pounce. I can't have you giving him any more ammunition.
Tracy, your concerns are not the priority at the moment.
Lucy might be ill. She might need AJ is trying to undermine me at ELQ. If she tells the world that she's insane, what does it say about me?
May I? Lucy is...
Hey, people! People, can we focus here? Once we get through all this legal rigmarole, I can get out there and track down Caleb and kill him.
See what we mean?
I don't need to tell you what a complete disaster it would be if AJ took over ELQ. He is a total incompetent.
Well, I totally agree with your assessment of AJ, and I'm so terribly sorry for your inconvenience.
Isn't there another plea? No, another plea. Some kind of legal maneuvering that would make it all go away so I could buy some time to fend off AJ.
Oh, look, court's in session. Maybe we should come back some other time. Or not.
Lucy keeps her mouth shut. No talk about vampires.
Okay. What motive do you suggest I use to explain why she stabbed a man in the heart with a stick?
I don't know, Alexis. She was drunk. It was an accident. Just don't call her insane. I don't care what people think about me, you know? I care about there is a vampire, the undead Caleb Morley. He is trying to hypnotize everybody. Do you realize he made you all forget that he tried to kill everybody in town? And yet here we all are, with the world at our fingertips. If you can just stop talking about vampires. Stop talking about vampires while the creatures are invading our town and insidiously going through darkness to get to us and hurt us at every move? Lucy, think, Lucy. You are the new co-CEO of ELQ. That means a corner office, private jets, a six-figure income. Oh, how about a mid-six-figure income? You can have anything if you can just stop this obsession with vampires. I have an obligation to everyone in town. You have an obligation to shut down Coco Cosmetics before the SEC buries you in paperwork. Whatever. I'll do it. I will survive. I always do. Yeah, but the nurses' ball won't survive because if you keep this up, I'm going to be forced to withdraw my check. You wouldn't dare do that. I think you need to think about all those people. They're depending on you for your support. The doctors, the patients, the families. Really want to turn your back on them? Wow, you really can be manipulative, can't you? I think I'm just being honest. Is stopping this Caleb person really more important than helping people with HIV and AIDS? Your decision.
Mike.
Okay, I will not mention Caleb. Thank you. A simple, not guilty plea will suffice.
Do what Alexis tells you. She's the best.
We'll be right here for you, Lucy. Oh, this is awful. I didn't realize how fragile she is.
I knew she was into psychics and the supernatural, but I mean, I never thought she'd believe in vampires.
I just hope she can get the help that she needs.
So, when the judge asks you how do you plead, you will say,
Not guilty, Your Honor.
good, Lucy. I'll get the bail and figure out a strategy later.
So, Ixnay on the Empire's Day. I am still going to slay Caleb. But, for the good of the nurses' ball and ELQ, I will keep quiet for now. Thank God.
Defendant attacked a Port Charles police detective and repeatedly stated that her intention was to kill him. We are charging Ms. Cole with attempted murder and ask that special circumstances attached to the charges.
Let's see where we're at with the case ahead of us. He moves. I don't know, shoot him.
The people will offer testimony that Ms. Cole deliberately smashed a chair to provide herself with her weapon of
Your Honor,
choice,
this is an
a wooden
arraignment.
stake.
Not a trial.
State the charges, Mr. Campbell. Save the grandstanding for later.
The people ask that Ms. Cole separately be charged with the additional offense of aggravated assault against a human being with intent to inflict bodily injury.
How do you plead, Miss Cole?
Not guilty, Your Honor. Oh, thank God. Because that man is not a human being.
He can say he's a cop and he can pretend he's a human being, but he is king of the vampires.
Good grief. What are you doing here?
I'm leaving.
No, you're not. Don't you move, Caleb.
His name
Don't
isn't
move.
Caleb. His name is John.
I don't care what he calls himself now. What'd you call yourself before? Father Michael Morley, a priest, and then it was Stephen Clay, a rock star. Same man. No, excuse me. Same vampire.
Can't you shut her up?
He is a shapeshifter. No, you don't.
Control your client.
Oh, easier said than done, Your Honor. Lucy!
I am the Slayer, Mac. I have to help. I have to take care.
I am recommending that my client get a full psychiatric evaluation, and I'm changing my plea to not guilty by reason of insanity.
No! You cannot let him just get away, Mac. Listen to me. He's a bloodsucker. You can't just turn him loose on the town. Are you crazy?
Is that your stake, McBain?
Get away.
Hey! Nice job.
Check out top that.
You promised me you wouldn't use that word. You know what's going to happen to me at ELQ?
Choice. She's nuts. I had to use the insanity plea.
So what am I, collateral damage?
Look at it this way. At least she's not going to jail.
Package delivered, McBain. You're free to go.
I miss all the fun. I ain't going anywhere.
Okay, well, try not to suck anybody's blood during the arraignment.
All right, boys. Play nice.
Oh, allow me.
I thought the idea was to get me out on bail.
You're way past bail.
Alexis has arranged for you to see a doctor.
I don't need a doctor. Just let me go, find Caleb, and get rid of him, and then I'll be fine.
Felicia, let's go. Time to go.
No, I don't want you to. Please, why are you going? This is ridiculous. Alexis, this is absolutely ridiculous. I don't have the problem. Caleb is the problem.
I know. And you can tell a doctor all about that. I'm gonna go find one.
Oh, my God! Really? Well, wait a minute! I don't need a doctor. I'm not crazy. I just wish someone would believe me.
I believe you.
You do? You believe me?
Of course. You're every bit as sane as I am. This is all a misunderstanding.
How do you know that?
Just a feeling.
Well, thank you. Finally, someone gets it. Although, I wonder if you'd feel the same way if I told you that poor Charles is in grave danger from a vampire named Caleb Morley. You tried to slay the vampire, but I don't know if Caleb was too strong. I don't know what happened, but he just vanished. And I searched for years to try and find him. And lo and behold, he ends up back in Port Charles at Kelly's Diner.
Wow, I miss their BLTs.
Yeah, really good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, I tried to stab him in the chest. I got him, but I must have missed his heart because he did not combust, and he somehow survived the whole thing.
Well, that must have been disappointing.
Yeah, very. Not to mention the fact that everybody is telling me, no, you're mistaken. He's not Caleb Morley. He's human. He's a cop, and his name is John McBain.
Wait. You think John McBain is a vampire?
You know John McBain?
What you're saying makes perfect sense. I've always found him to be very cold and remote.
Well, duh. He's undead. You know what? You were very, very lucky that he did not drink your blood.
Well, maybe not literally. But once he sunk his teeth into my case, he wouldn't let go. Put a wooden stake in John McBain's chest?
Yeah, I did, but I still can't figure out how I missed his heart. I gotta be out of practice or something.
Well, you still get an A for effort.
Well, thank you. Do you really actually believe me?
Of course. You have honest eyes.
Oh, well, made all the more honest by my use of Coco's Truth and Beauty eye collection.
I love Coco Cosmetics. Of course they don't sell them here. I'm in desperate need of blush. You know what the blush is that I love the most?
whipped innocence.
That's it. That whipped innocence is your perfect shade. I tell you what, I will get you some at cost.
Really? You have an in at the company?
Oh, yeah, you could say that. I just happen to be Lucy Coe, founder and president of Coco Cosmetics.
You are my hero. You not only invented my favorite makeup, you saved Alan Quartermain from that harpy Monica.
How do you know that?
I was married to a Q once. We're practically sisters.
Who are you?
Heather Weber.
Ew! You're Heather Weber? You're the one who took advantage of poor Edward after Mother Quartermain passed? You tried to seduce him and then kill him to take his money!
At least I waited till his wife died. You went after Alan while Monica still had a pulse.
Yeah, well, that's because I loved him, sorta. I did. Look, we stayed friends, and we had a slightly contentious divorce, but you are a psycho.
Takes one to know one. It's the greatest equalizer. Everybody's criminally insane and just trying to make the most of it.
Well, just speak for yourself, because those doctors are going to tell that judge that he made a huge mistake in my case.
Yeah, when you tell them how you tried to stab Detective McVampire with a wooden stake, you're going to be stuck in a cell with me. Oh, we'll be sharing some anti-aging cream from Coco Cosmetics when we're 80.
Wow. You were really even meaner than everybody said.
Oh, I'm not mean. Just honest. You're going to be committed. And when you realize you're stuck here, you're going to need a friend. That would be me.
Oh, hi. Could you tell me why the doctor has...
Shh. Listen, we don't have much time. I came here to warn you. Tracy is trying to stab you in the back because she does not believe in vampires.
Oh, and you do?
Yeah, I do. Is taking advantage of you, Lucy. She's got a whole fleet of attorneys that are working on ousting you from ELQ.
She can't do that.
No, actually, she can do that because there's a sanity clause in the charter.
Oh, my God. I am not insane. I am just trying to prevent poor Charles from being taken over by Caleb and his coven.
Listen, I'll do whatever I can to help you.
Oh, okay. What's the catch?
It's simple. The catch is that you have to convince Tracy that you're not this feeble-minded, weak, crazy person.
Oh, my God, I am not. These doctors here will vouch for me.
I know. But listen to me. Time is not on your side. You need to take back your share of ELQ and sign it over to me before she strips you of your salary and your title, and she'll do that before a doctor can even issue an opinion. Look, I got it right here, right? All you gotta do is sign this right here, and you and I will be partners. We'll run ELQ, and we'll stamp out Caleb and his posse of bloodsuckers. Let's sign it. Lucy, please sign the document. We can get to work on ELQ and the Vampire King. And once you break the deadlock in my favor, I can get Tracy out of there, and I can put all of ELQ's resources behind you to help you.
Miss Coe, the doctor and your attorney are ready for you.
Lucy,
Thank you.
please.
Okay, just a second. I can't do it right now. I've got to get released out of here. I can't deal with this right now. Thank you.
Lucy, I can help you, but you gotta help me.